Hi, my name is David Fleming from Disciples United, and we're studying about the bread that God sent from heaven to meet the Israelites' needs as they journeyed in the wilderness towards the promised land. Now we know that as soon as they left Egypt and the Lord led them into the wilderness, that they ran out of food. But today we want to look at their initial reaction when they ran out of food. What did they do? Well, they did what most of us do when we hit an obstacle or come up to a need that we don't know how we're going to meet. They grumbled and they complained. Let me read to you what Exodus chapter 16 verse 2 tells us. In the desert, the whole community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt." So they began to look back at their slavery in Egypt and said, we had it better back there. At least we had food to eat. Now in this wilderness, we don't have any food to eat. We're going to die in this desert. We would have been better to die in Egypt. And the fact also is that they turned against their leadership and said, "Why didn't you do something about it, Moses and Aaron?" They were a mess, weren't they? But are we any different? When we hit an obstacle in life, when we hit a need that we just don't know what to do with, how do we react to it? Do we complain to the Lord? Do we grumble against our spiritual leadership at church? Or do we instead say, "Lord, I trust you"? And then we turn to our pastor or our spiritual leaders and say, "Would you pray with me about this need that I don't know how I'm going to meet?" You know, grumbling isn't going to help us. In fact, it just gets us into trouble. But instead, it will trust in Jesus, continue to pray with him with thanksgiving and praise. Let's do that and see what the Lord's going to do. The Lord is faithful to all of his promises. He's got your back. But don't grumble, don't complain. Instead, trust and obey, like that old hymn says. For there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. Let's learn another lesson tomorrow, so join with me as we learn lessons from the manna that God sent from heaven. See you then.